Today's Chiefs Report is sponsored by Mint Mobile, an all-new sponsor here at the Chiefs Report. Guys, inflation is increasing, so I'm looking to save money anywhere I can, and you can save money on your phone plan right now with Mint Mobile when you go to mintmobile.com/chatsports. Plans starting as low as $15 per month. We'll tell you a little bit more about them later on in the show, mintmobile.com/chatsports. All right, there are some major Justyn Ross injury rumors circulating on the internet after a photo surfaced from a post on Instagram that was actually, I guess, from a couple of weeks ago, but this just got picked up from Zach Eisen on Twitter. So, Zach, if you're watching, I wanted to give you credit here. He tweeted this out. Chiefs wide receiver Justyn Ross was spotted 2 weeks ago in a boot and using a walking stroller for an injury on his left foot, the same foot he had surgery on for a stress fracture back in November of 2021. He also credited Will Finley 6, who posted the photo on Instagram. I guess it was from a summer camp, and Justyn Ross was there, and you see him there pictured middle left there with the boot on his left foot, which obviously as you get closer and closer to training camp, which starts next week, it's not what you want to see, right? Especially for a guy who's got an extensive injury history in Justyn Ross. We have detailed that on many prior episodes of the Chiefs Report, starting all the way back when the Chiefs signed him after the draft, and obviously up until today when, again, it looks like there could be at least something lingering there on that foot from which he had that stress fracture. Not ideal. Again, photo's a couple weeks old, it sounds like. Could it just be a precautionary thing? We don't know. That's why I'm putting it in the injury rumor category. But we'll see when rookies report in a few days and when training camp gets going next week with practices if Justyn Ross is full throttle or not. I think at this point we at least have to be skeptical because of that history. What is your concern level with Justyn Ross's injury history? Scale it from 1 to 100. 100 being you're incredibly concerned because of the neck, the back, the foot, a knee injury dating back in high school. 1 being you're not concerned, he's fine. I don't see how he could be anywhere close to 1. I'm at about a 95, so let me know. I've got major concerns. I mean, when you have a spinal fusion surgery, when you have a foot injury that are lingering, there are rumors that he didn't even run the 3-cone drill because he could barely break 8 seconds, which is historically bad because he can't plant off that foot. Now, look, on the flip side, we saw him, do some good things in OTAs, on into minicamp, etc., but do we trust him to stay healthy? I just don't know. There's a reason that, according to a report after the draft, Dabo Swinney, his own college head coach, was told that only 4 NFL teams cleared him medically, basically saying only 4 teams even had him as an option to be drafted. That's how brutal his injury history is. Now, the Chiefs were one of those 4 to clear him, but let's be honest. I mean, I think anything you get out of him is gravy. I think if you're going into this season or any season expecting him to be a major contributor, you're setting yourself up to fail. If he gives you something, great. If not, no harm, no foul. They signed him as an undrafted free agent. But luckily, you got some other guys that can fill in and do a good job there. It's not like Justyn Ross is wide receiver 2 on paper. He's 5'6", depending on where you want to pencil him in there. Now, what I could see here, especially if there is a lingering foot problem, you could IR stash him. Put him on IR, let him rehab for a full calendar year, and then, you get into next offseason, you try to ramp him up and see if he can stay healthy. That could be a possibility for Ross. The other option is, of course, he's on the practice squad if he's healthy enough to compete. Of course, if he's healthy enough and balls out in the preseason, he could still make the 53-man, but you feel like that's going to be a tough ask for Justyn Ross coming off all these injuries in recent years. We'll wait and see. Something to monitor on this moving forward in the next week or so. Orlando Brown, is he going to hold out from training camp? There's some chatter that he could do that, and if he does, what are some of the Chiefs' options at left tackle if he does not show? We'll explore that and more coming up in just a few moments, but want to tell you more about today's sponsor, our newest sponsor, Mint Mobile. Guys, inflation, it's impacting us all. Whether you're rich, you're poor, you're middle class, we're all looking to save money right now because prices are going up and cell phone bills are going up. Not with Mint Mobile. You can get on this plan starting at just $15 per month, and they're like, any other cell phone company. It's not one of these, deals where it's a non-legitimate deal. Ryan Reynolds owns the company if you want a little extra incentive. Unlimited talk and text. I have an unlimited data plan with Mint Mobile. It's been fantastic. Just went international. That really helped. High-speed data, mobile hotspot for free, which is nice. Most hotspots on phones, you get over a gig or so, and they start charging you a ton. Plan starting at just $15 per month. As prices go up, save a little money with Mint Mobile. You can keep your current phone. Like my phone used to be with Verizon, switched to Mint, kept the same number, kept the same phone, no big deal. They are able to handle that for you. MintMobile.com/chatsports. That's where you can get started today. Only takes about 15 or 20 minutes to switch over to Mint Mobile. Go check them out. Link in the comments and in the description. All right, let's talk about Orlando Brown, as he still has not signed his franchise tender. Obviously, no long-term agreement, so he is under the franchise tag, albeit he hasn't officially signed it yet. So what does that mean? What it means is he can skip training camp without financial penalty. Now, he's not getting paid because he hasn't signed it yet, but the team can't fine him for skipping. So kind of a give and take for Orlando Brown. But let's be honest. While the Chiefs had leverage in contract negotiations, Brown does have some leverage in terms of positional value, right? A, left tackle super important. B, not like the Chiefs have big-time options over there, right? Lucas Niang has not played much left tackle in his collegiate or professional career. 6 snaps at the position last year before he got hurt in that Week 17 game. Tega Wanogho, he's an interesting type of option. Maybe you could look at him. Andrew Wylie, I like him as a player, don't like him as a left tackle, but, he's at least a vet. Geron Christian, he's been around, but he's more of a swing tackle. Darian Kinnard, kind of a right guard, right tackle hybrid. I don't think you want to flip him to left tackle as a rookie. The bottom line is you need Orlando Brown out there. And by the way, I mentioned with Lucas Niang, sure, he would be a decent option. He's also coming off a torn patellar tendon. We don't even know if he's going to be ready for training camp, albeit or even week 1. So you need Brown to show. Now, if he skips training camp, as long as he's healthy, I'm still okay playing him week 1. I'm not going to trot someone else out there, but hopefully he doesn't hold out of camp and, let this leak into the regular season. I don't think that'll happen because Orlando Brown needs to play this year to earn that big contract next year. But the bottom line is you want all your guys out there, especially your big-time players. Hopefully there's no animosity between the two parties right now after failing to reach an agreement. But, look, until he signs that tender, it's possible that he could skip training camp. What do you guys think? Will Orlando Brown hold out? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Cast your votes down in the comments section right now. Y for yes, N for no. Will Orlando Brown hold out? Now, guys, unfortunate news. While I was gone on vacation, we were passed by Philadelphia Eagles Now in subscribers. I told you yesterday we're going to ramp our coverage back up, get back on that daily videos train here at the Chiefs Report. We got to catch up to those Eagles fans there. Come on, the freaking bird game. What are they even? I don't even know what their Fly Eagles Fly, whatever their hashtag is. We can't be losing to Thomas Mott and the Eagles. So subscribe to the channel. We're going to bring you more videos on a daily basis, and we're going to have the best training camp coverage for the Chiefs here on YouTube, so go ahead and subscribe right now. Okay, is the Chiefs' future looking bright? I think we all think the answer is yes. ESPN released their annual Future Power Rankings article. They do this every single year. They kind of assess all 32 NFL teams and kind of project over the next 3 seasons. Chiefs were ranked number 2 in the NFL, only behind the Buffalo Bills, and which isn't surprising. Kansas City and Buffalo, according to most, NFL insiders, are going to be running the AFC, albeit the AFC has a lot of competition. I think you could have gone either way between Kansas City and Buffalo based on what they have on paper. They break this down into 5 categories, so here's where the Chiefs sat in those categories. Overall roster minus the quarterback, 12th in the NFL. That was the lowest the Chiefs were in these 5. Quarterback, number 1. Coaching, number 4. Thought this would be a little higher because Andy Reid's arguably the best coach in the NFL right now, but maybe they're not as high on Steve Spagnuolo, which I would certainly understand. Draft, number 1. That's pretty impressive. Front office, number 8, which that's kind of weird. Draft number 1, but your front office isn't top 5. I guess they didn't love the Tyreek Hill trade from Brett Veach, which I guess that's somewhat understandable. Here's what Jeremy Fowler had to say. He had a big part in this article. Says, quote, "The Chiefs appear a few players away on defense. They could use a veteran corner to play alongside a L'Jarius Sneed and rookie Trent McDuffie. An additional pass rusher and middle linebacker could go a long way too," which I don't get the linebacker part. But he continued, on offense, the Orlando Brown Jr. situation bears watching after both sides couldn't agree on a new deal, leaving the offensive tackle to play on the franchise tag in 2022. This complicates matters next offseason when sides renegotiate. I agree with most of what he said. Not middle linebacker. You have Nick Bolton. Willie Gay can play there too if needed. Pass rush continues to be my biggest concern, not only for this team this year, but moving forward. Long term, what do you have coming off the edge. It's really just George Karlaftis. I don't view Frank Clark as a long-term piece. Michael Dana's a rotation guy. He's still young, but I don't think he's, going to elevate into being an 8-sack player at some point. You need pass rushers moving forward. That is an area you got to get better. Sure, you could add another corner, but I'm high on Rashad Fenton. I think you got 3 good corners if McDuffie pans out, so I'm not too concerned about that. I think overall, number 1, number 2, number 3, you could have penciled them in anywhere right there. Buffalo, they gave the edge to number 1, but at the same time, the Chiefs have had the Bills' number, so I think that's very important as well. Are you confident in the Chiefs moving forward? Type C if you are confident. Type U if you're uncertain, unclear, you're not sure how things are going to play out, especially after the Tyreek Hill trade. I'm pretty confident. I want to see how this offense looks this year, but I think this is going to be a contending team for years to come. All right, that's going to do it for today's Chiefs Report. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and go check out our new sponsor, Mint Mobile. Remember, link in the description of this video. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV is the place to subscribe. Let's catch Philadelphia Eagles now and repass them as we crank our coverage back up with training camp next week. I'm Harrison Graham. More videos to come throughout the week here on the Chiefs Report.